I want to give you a graphical description of what a competitive market equilibrium looks like that some of you may find very intuitive and useful. Due to space constraints, I'm going to assume that there are only two consumers and two firms. The ideas are more general, but as you will see, I don't have a space in the page to do it for a larger case. So in the central diagram, I'm going to plot the market. And then here I'm going to plot firm 1 and firm 2. Remember, this is horizontal addition going like this. And here I'm going to plot consumer 2 and consumer 1. Let me just make that actually look like a straight line. And again, there is horizontal addition in the demand side, as you're going to see. So what does the market look like? There is an aggregate demand function, let's call it that. That gives me the aggregate demand as a function of any market price. And that is made up of the horizontal addition of the individual demand curves. Let's say maybe something like this. And let's say something like this. For example, the details of the numbers are not important. Sorry, this is for 1, and this is for person 2. But the idea is that a horizontal addition produces aggregate demand curve. And similarly, horizontal addition may have produced an aggregate supply curve that looks like this. Let's say by compounding this one for firm 1, and let's say maybe this one for firm 2, for example. Now the key idea is that there is going to be a price like this one and a quantity that constitute the market equilibrium. And that we can find that only by looking at the market diagram with the aggregate demand and the aggregate supply. But once we know that, we can go back to the individual demand curves and to the individual supply curves and do the following. For the individual demand curves, we can back out what is the quantity that was demanded by this individual at equilibrium. The same thing for this individual, for this consumer. And we know that the sum of those numbers is going to be exactly what is the quantity traded in the market. And we can do the same thing on the supply side. And we get the amount supplied by firm 1 at P star, the amount supplied by firm 2 at P star, and this is just equal to X supply 1 at P star plus X supply 2 at P star. The idea that I want to emphasize here is that when you look at an aggregate supply and demand diagram like this one, underlying it, there are these individual demand curves and individual supply curves that are building it. And then once you know the equilibrium price, you can go back to it and back out the individual actions, individual demands and individual supplies that constitute the market equilibrium. I hope you find that useful.